you can establish a great culture of video amongst all of the people who are buyer facing and have major relationships with buyers. If you can strengthen the way that they view it and have a true culture of video, you're unstoppable. And everything else seems to fall into place once you can master this thing. And I found that there was 5 keys to having an incredibly successful culture of video. I want to share those with you right now. And the first key is that if someone doesn't own it, it's going to fail. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. If somebody doesn't truly own this initiative, it's just not going to work. And so there really is 2 major critical roles within ownership of the culture of video. Now, the first thing is having leadership. At least one person who is a champion for video, someone who understands its importance and has the authority and the resources to be able to clear all the hurdles and barriers that will likely present themselves throughout the process of adoption. So that's the first thing. Second person is that in-house videographer. This is an irreplaceable role, and it can't be somebody who is doing other things and just happens to, have a video camera or have some experience using a video. No, this is somebody, the videographer is more than just an expert in video. They are the person who is running that video culture, overseeing its health, working with people, creating the content, creating the standards of the content. This is such a critical role that can't be overlooked. And when you have that person and you have a leadership member who can help them in clearing the hurdles, you're unstoppable, and that's what we mean when we talk about ownership. Now, the second key is that you have to realize that secret sauce is a myth almost all of the time. We live in an age where we want to see the sub made in front of us. We can't have secrets. We can't have secret sauce. In fact, what you might think is your secret sauce is actually not at all a secret sauce. It's probably exactly the same way that your competitors do their thing as well, whether it's a service or a product or whatever the case might be. Not to mention, there's an inherent flaw in calling something a secret. We don't want to have secrets from our buyers. In fact, if we do have something that makes us really special, if we do have something that makes us really different, really a great fit for a certain type of buyer or person, then we shouldn't want that to be a secret anyways. We should want to talk about it. We should want to show it. And that's why we have to realize that secret sauce is a myth. We're not going to continue to think that way, and that will have major ramifications on your culture of video as well. The third key of a successful culture of video is that the entire team gets it. If you go to anybody within the organization that has a role to play in video, whether using that video or recording that video or contributing in some way, and you were to ask them, why is this important? Why is video important to the organization? Why is it important to you individually? Why is it important to our buyer? They would actually have a good answer for that. This shows that everybody gets it. Because if everybody doesn't get it, what you're going to find is you now have hurdles and barriers that are placed in your way, sometimes on purpose. We don't want to have those. If everybody gets it and really understands it, we're talking about brainwashing people about why this video stuff is important. We're talking about helping them see the vision here, helping them understand why video makes a difference for buyers. And that will have a big impact on your culture. Fourth thing is that you have to understand that I'm not good on camera is an outright lie. It's false. I've worked with now hundreds of sales professionals and various members of organizations on-camera performance, okay? And I've never met anybody who didn't have the ability to be helpful and a good communicator, trust building, human, like all of these qualities. I've never met anybody who couldn't do those things. Now, when we say I'm not great on camera, okay, are you ready to go on the news, right? You ready to be a newscaster? Are you ready to host the Emmys? No, that's not what we need anyways. So this whole thing of being good on camera, that's not the goal. The goal is that we are helpful. The goal is to always be helpful. How can we be more helpful, more educational to our buyers, and therefore earning their trust and helping them understand us? The fifth key of a successful culture of video is that you can't overcomplicate the process. This video thing is so very simple. It's actually so cut and dry, it's beautiful. Really, the process goes like this. What is our buyer most concerned about? What do they fear? What are they worried about? What are they concerned about? What do they doubt? What would help them trust us? What are those things that are going on in their mind? And how can we talk about those things? And how can we do it on camera so that when we talk about it, they can see us as well? That's the strategy. That's the ask you answer, obsessing over the way the buyer thinks and not being afraid to address anything. If we've ever been asked a question, we have to be willing to address it. That's the strategy with video as well. It's no different than the they ask you answer content strategy. In fact, it's a part of it. And it's meeting the buyer where they're at because we know that they want to consume video and they want to see, hear, and know us before we see, hear, and know them. Those are the 5 keys to an incredibly successful culture of video. What I would want for you is that within your organization, you don't have barriers that you put in your own way. And these 5 things will help you eliminate those barriers. And as I said at the beginning, when you have a great culture, most other things, they fall into place. Shortening the sales cycle, getting people on camera, getting the quality to a point where you like it, all of these things, they start with a great culture of video.